He's an author, a speaker, and known the world over for personal development and personal change. He's Tony Robbins, and these are his top 10 takes on success. Takeaway number 1. Identify your problems, but give your power and energy to solutions. How many times we have a problem and then we begin to focus in on that problem and we begin to let that problem wear us down and we think, oh, it's a problem. This is a problem. Look at this problem. Look at how big is this problem. This problem is so difficult. Never giving any energy to the solution. Never giving any thought to the solution. When we're unconscious about it, we spend more time focusing on the problem, the severity of the problem, how the problem came to be, rather than putting all of our energy towards the solution. I submit to you that we should spend about 10 minutes maybe on the problem and spend the rest of our time on the solution. Or if we broke it down in percentages, spend 10 minutes on the problem, 10% of the time on the problem, and 90% of the time on the solution. Use all your creative energy in finding solution, because part of that is where the growth actually happens. Takeaway number 2. A real decision is measured by the fact that you've taken a new action. If there's no action, you haven't truly decided. We make the mistake in believing we made a decision, but we never put one foot forward as action. We've never really started moving in the direction of that decision. So we fool ourselves in thinking, oh, we took a decision or we made a decision, but we taken no action to move forward in that direction. Because if we don't take an action, have we really made a decision? If we decided, hey, you know what, I'm gonna stop smoking right now, and then moments later we light up, did we really decide? If we decide, hey, I'm going to go on vacation next year, and we never book it well in advance or put something on it or anything, did we really make a decision? So we have to consider that. When we make a decision, usually an action follows, or an inaction, if there's something you're trying to avoid doing, has to follow. Your actions have to meet your passions. We can't just say it. It's not enough to just say. It's truly not enough to just say. There is no decision without action. Something that where the rubber meets the road and we're actually on the path of that new decision. We have to make a decision and follow it with an action. Takeaway number 3. One reason so few of us achieve what we truly want is that we never direct our focus. We never concentrate our power. Most people dabble their way through life, never deciding to master anything in particular. These words ring true in most people's lives because they have not learned the power of focus or concentration. Meaning, if you decide to go on a particular path, you're not just dabbling in it. You decide to master it. Those people who decide to run marathons or ultra marathons, they get focused. So focused that that's all they think about. And then they put one foot in front of the other and they keep going, keep going, keep going. They change their diet. They change their habits, but they focus on this one thing. They're not thinking about all the other things that they could be doing in life. Many times, the would-be entrepreneur, successful one that is, stifles, stymies, or slow down their success because they're dabbling a little bit too much. A lot of times people wear many hats in different endeavors and not allowing time for one particular endeavor to really take root, catch momentum, and catch fire, and be a true success. We just dabble here, we dabble there. Jack of all trades, master of none. That's a true problem that many entrepreneurs have, and if they don't settle down, focus, get great in one area, or should I say mastery, in one particular area, in one particular endeavor, one particular business. I like the old acrostic where it says focus. Follow one course until successful. If we don't learn to focus and concentrate all our efforts in one area, we will get mediocre results. We need the power of focus and concentration. Top takeaway number 4. The only problem we really have is we think we're not supposed to have problems. Problems call us to a higher level. Face and solve them now. I find this very interesting because when we go out and we decide to do anything to make a change in our life, to make a huge difference in our lives, we seem to think that success is a straight line. But we realize that if we look at a chart, a graph, or one of those heart monitors, that success looks like squiggly lines. It goes up, it goes down. We have highs, we have lows. That's how success is. And that path is chock full of obstacles and problems. Ones that we have to overcome, we have to figure out. Because that is part of the growth process of success. The bumps, the bruises, the knockdowns, the setbacks, all of it is part of the process. Now, we can mitigate some of that pain. We can minimize a little bit of it by having instruction and training and mentors. But we will never eliminate every problem. Because the road to success is very bumpy. And the best we can do is have shock absorbers and become better drivers. But it doesn't completely fix the road to success. In short, it means you're gonna have problems, and those problems are there to stretch us, to make us grow bigger than our problems. Takeaway number 5. I discovered a long time ago that if I help enough people get what they want, I would always get what I wanted, and I would never have to worry. I really like these words because it's almost like the law of contribution. If we contribute enough, then we will get back what we put out. We're more giving. So I love it when we're in the service of people, because no matter what business that you're in, we're actually in the service of people. Whether we offer a product or a service, we want people to buy it. So if you adapt a service mindset, then the success and the profits will follow. Just help enough people. I'm not making enough money, help more people. I'm not getting the income that I would like, help more people. That is the secret. Be of service to others. Add more value to others, and then the profits will flow back to you. Top takeaway number 6. It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. Many of us can think back at a time where we made a decision that we were going to do something, and when we never look back, that moment is marked. That moment is marked in our mind forever. The moment you decide to keep a journal or a diary, the moment you decide to start your business, the moment you decide to work on your marriage and it took off and you never look back. It is in those moments, that's when your destiny actually starts to take shape. Now, our destiny doesn't always happen all at once. The realization of it doesn't happen all at once. But when you make that one turn in that one moment, when you decide to go in one particular direction, in that moment, your destiny is shaped and you just don't look back. The moment you decide to take those lessons or write that book or take that trip, whatever the case may be, when you make that decision, that is when your destiny is shaped. There is always a beginning date from when we finally realize what our destiny truly is. In that moment. In that moment. Top takeaway number 7. In life, you need either inspiration or desperation. You know, it reminds me of the saying that necessity is the mother of invention. We can say that of desperation. Many times we may live paycheck to paycheck and the bills are getting real tight and we have to make the rent. It is those moments of desperation when we maybe borrow money, or we work extra hours, or we pick up, extra shift or a second job. But that's when we are desperate. And sometimes desperation will cause us to go into action and we get the job done. Now, on the other hand, there's inspiration. There's something inside you. There's a burning desire. There's an idea that needs to be birthed by you. An idea that's so strong in your mind that you can't even go to sleep. You lay down and then 2 or 3 in the morning, you get up, you gotta jot it down, you gotta take some notes, you gotta get on the internet, you gotta research it, you gotta start asking questions because it takes hold of you, that inspiration. It's a burning desire. Burning desire, it will carry you. So either by inspiration or by desperation, we are moved. And that's what you and I have to do. We have to figure out, how are we motivated? How is our life controlled? Is it by the inspiration that's inside of us? Or is it by the desperation that's around us, the things that pulls us in 15 different directions at one time? What are those things? What motivates you? When you figure that out, then you'll be one step closer to absolute mastery and control of your life. Top takeaway, number 8. Things do not have meaning. We assign meaning to everything. This is a paradigm shifting statement right there. Because if we consider that for a moment and we let that resonate and we realize the things, the emotion, the sentiment we put into things that start to control us, it controls how we see everything. The meaning we assign to anything is how we see everything. I'll give you an example. I have a family member, and she had this family heirloom that her father had. And this particular family heirloom, it doesn't have a lot of monetary value to it, but it means a lot to her. When her father passed, he gave the heirloom to her older sister. And after a few months or so, she found out that her older sister sold it. She was devastated and heartbroken. Now, to her sister, it wasn't a big deal. It just didn't mean that much to her. Now, of course, she was devastated and she was like, how could you? This was Dad's old, whatever the heirloom was. Now, my point is, one assigned a lot of sentiment to it. It had a lot of sentimental value to one sister, but not the other. But we're still talking about the same family heirloom. To push it further, if we seen that particular heirloom on the side of the road or something, most people would just pass it by because it means nothing to them. They see what it is, it's not worth it. Somebody else may come by and say, hey, that's neat. I can fix that up and I'll keep it. One man's trash, another man's treasure. But when we look at anything in our lives, we assign the meaning to it. Why did you break up with your ex? Why did he or she break up with you? Why'd you marry him or her? Why'd you get fired from that job? Why'd you take this other job? It's the meaning behind it. We assign that meaning. We can blame the other person, or we can see it as our fault. But whatever it is, we assign what that actually means. So, nothing has meaning. Only the meaning that we give to it. Top takeaway number 9. I challenge you to make your life a masterpiece. I challenge you to join the ranks of those people who live what they teach and walk their talk. Now, he's challenging both you and I to get focused, get serious on what it is that we want to do, master what we want to do, and not just talk about it, but actually walk it out. So what is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to be? What is it that you want to contribute to the world. What is that? Now, once you have that solid in your mind, crystal clear, start to walk it out. Start to move in that direction. Do one thing in the next hour. Do the one thing that will get you closer to the realization of that goal, and continue to do that. Walk it out. Talk about it, and then walk it out. Get serious about it, and then walk it out. Share with other people, but then walk it out. Always allow your words and your actions to be congruent. And that's the challenge. And that's the first step in making your life a masterpiece. Finally, top takeaway number 10. Beliefs have the power to create and the power to destroy. Human beings have the awesome ability to take any experience of their lives and create a meaning that disempowers them, or one that can literally save their lives. This has to be one of my favorite quotes that he has in this top 10 takeaways. Because not only does it shifts our focus, not only does it puts things in perspective, it empowers you and I. Because we can look at a situation, no matter how grim, how bleak, or how bad, it's completely neutral. And then we assign what that means to us, similar to the ninth take. But let me give you an example. Using the same example that I use as far as marriage is concerned, we can say, hey, you know what? I've been divorced 3 times. I'm useless. I'm not worth marrying. No one wants to be with me. Why does everyone leave me? You can adopt that mindset. Now, of course, that will disempower you. Or you can take that exact same experience. Oh, I've been divorced 3 times. What am I doing wrong? I need to work on myself. It's gotta be something that I am doing. I'm the common denominator in all these relationships. Same situation, different outlook. You and I decide how we're gonna look at it, and are we gonna allow it to have us run in our home and stay in a corner and hide and never want to associate with anyone else, never want to experience relationships ever again? Or will it cause us to take a hard look at what we're doing, a hard look at our flaws, our shortcomings, which can be a very scary thing, but it also can be a very empowering thing if we're not afraid to face the person in the mirror. The story of our life, the words, that audio mental recording that we have in our head, it's all on us. What are you saying to yourself over and over and over? What are the first initial thoughts you have when a particular setback or a particular otherwise traumatic event happened in your life? What are you saying to yourself? You assign the meaning. Now, whatever you assign, you can allow it to empower you, or you can allow it to make you shrink in fear. It's going to be positive, or it could be negative. Either way, it's up to you. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know which takeaway was your favorite. And if you have one of your own takeaways on success, please share it with everyone else below. And until next time, conquer with character.